According to a study, India's black money problem is roughly 28% of its GDP. In absolute numbers, this number comes out to be $900 billion. Just for context, India's education budget is roughly $600 billion. So the black money problem in India is 50% bigger than the entire education budget of India. Now, one of the major contributors to the black money problem is political funding, which rarely any media will speak about. But this is something that is there in the open. There was a committee that was formed by the government itself, which was called as the MC Joshi Committee. And here is what it said. The two major national parties claim to have incomes of merely $5 billion US and $2 billion US. But this isn't even a fraction of their expenses. These parties spend between $100 billion and $150 billion annually on election expenses alone. So the natural question comes that two of the leading political parties in India are showing their budget almost 150 times less than what they are expensing out. So where are they getting this additional money from, and how is this exacerbating the black money problem in India? As a common citizen, it is extremely important that you support these type of videos so this type of knowledge reaches out to more people. I'm not taking political sides. I'm not favoring any political party. Therefore, right at the onset, I have shown you the data that hits both the political parties. So with that important disclaimer out of the way, let's discuss 4 key points. How big is the black money problem in India? Where is India's black money hiding? What steps has the government taken in the past to curb this black money problem and why? And finally, what is it that the government is planning to do and whether or not that is the right solution? Also, just a humble request that please like and comment on this video. Whatever data sources I'll be speaking about on this video, I have referenced them in the description and pinned comment box. These are not merely my opinions. I have collected a lot of data, researched a lot of things in order to present this entire study in front of you. So let's first and foremost try to approximate how big is the black money problem in India. Now, as per a white paper that was published by Ministry of Finance, there is no set definition of black money and it is very difficult to estimate the black money problem in India. There has been no official estimate that has been given by the government, which in a way is slightly strange, but we also need to acknowledge the complexity of estimating the black money in India. So probably it is really difficult task to get to the right estimate here. Why is that the case? Because the entire concept of black money itself does not have a definition. But just in case you want to contextualize what black money looks like, this is the definition that Ministry of Finance has offered, so you can go and read it. But from a practical perspective, black money can be considered as unaccounted money. Now, many organizations, be it at a private level, at a multilateral organizational level, they have tried to estimate the black economy size of India. And here are some of the estimates that they have presented. So you can clearly see that the assessment here has also changed from time to time because these studies were done under different eras, different time frames, and different committees and studies have tried to estimate the size of black money across different domains in the economy. For example, the Vanchu committee was trying to estimate domestic tax evaded income, which is a part of the black money problem. So they estimated that amount to be $8 billion in 1961. Other international bodies have tried to put in different numbers. For example, offshore black money problem means the black money that is generated in India but is put into Swiss account or offshore accounts in countries like Bahamas or in countries where there are relaxed regulations, and people who are taking black money away from India and hiding it in their Swiss account, Bahamas account, they are able to do it under the name of offshore accounts. So if you study the high impact data from this chart, you will see two figures standing out. One is this and one is this, because from a quantum perspective, this is very big. What World Bank suggests is 21% of India's GDP is comprised of black money. Second data comes from IMF and they indicate that approximately $4,400 billion, which is 31% of India's GDP, is stuck into offshore black money. So I hope you are getting the point that the black money economy is really complicated. There is no easy way to bifurcate what exactly constitutes as black money. But if I have to simplify this for you, black money can be termed under two headers. The first part of black money is generated domestically and it mostly flows to these industries. So you can go and take a look at all these industries. These comprises of pharmaceuticals, real estate, and this is where a lot of black money is generated. Many of you might be trying to buy a house right now and try doing this exercise in a city like Delhi. you will categorically see that people ask you upfront that, you know what, we are going to take almost 60% white money, rest 40% black money, or 60% black money, 40% white money. So real estate type of industries foster the black money economy. Now real estate industry is not the only culprit. Again, please go through this list and you will understand that there are a lot of industries where black money can be generated and is being generated in tons and tons of amounts. The second part of black money is sent from India to outside India. One primary destination is Switzerland, and if you take a look at this chart, you will categorically see that Switzerland is receiving records amount of deposit from India. Now again, there is no standard data how much money is going from India to the Switzerland because black money can't be accounted for, so it is very difficult to get official figures on this, but estimates are run, and as per one estimate, this amount comes out to be $11 trillion, which is absolutely humongous amount. So while you and I can't solve the black money problem, but we can definitely take control of our taxes. So do check out Tax Buddy, who are the sponsors of today's video. The link is in the description box, and the Tax Buddy team can help you optimize your taxes. So go and speak with a taxation expert and they can help you file your GSTs, file your returns on time, and help you explore avenues that can legitimately save you taxes. So this brings us to an interesting part of the conversation. Where does this black money eventually go? So my estimate is that this actually goes to fighting elections. Now this is not just my viewpoint, this is a viewpoint that has been shared by several people, and there is a lot of data analysis that can be done in order to corroborate this fact. But let us first and foremost very quickly aggregate a few key facts. So fact number one comes from MC Joshi report, and again I have talked about it at the start of the video, and you can go through these numbers and you will see that there has been a lot of unaccounted money. Fact number two comes from Election Commission of India's letter. And recently, they have said that the cash limit to donating to political parties should be brought down to 2,000 rupees. So right now, when you go and donate to political parties, you can make a cash donation up to 20,000 rupees. But the Election Commission of India is saying that, you know what, this is not fair. You should actually bring this limit down to 2,000 rupees. Otherwise, there are so much political donations that can be given in cash. Whether that is black money, white money, I will leave it to your imagination. Now, why is it that the Election Commission of India is proposing this step? This is an important aspect to understand. So this brings us to fact number 3, and you can check it here. So this is what the Election Commission of India says. For financial year 21, 8 national political parties declared 426 crores income from unknown sources, and 27 regional parties received 263 crore income from unknown sources. Now, what is the meaning of unknown sources? Again, I will leave it to your imagination, whether you will term this as white money or black money. So I hope that this gives you a sense that a lot of black money is thrown into fighting elections. But still, if you're not convinced, let me try to present another data point. And this has to do with remittances in India and the total spent on fighting elections. So this is a data point that you can see that in 2019, the general elections in India were fought. So in 2017, the spent was less. It went up in 2018. These are political donations, and it went up in 2019. Where is this money coming from? Is it coming from Swiss bank account? Because that would constitute a part of remittances to India. How exactly is it converted? I'll explain that in a minute. But let us very quickly take a look at the spike in remittance data. So again, 2019 was the election year, and this data is pre-2019. So you will see that in fact, the remittances were decreasing, but from 2017, 18 and 19 onwards, there was a sudden spike in remittances. This is a trend that you will frequently find 2 to 3 years before elections are fought, that there is increased inflow of remittances in India. One could argue that a large part of it is coming from Swiss banks and other tax havens. Now, to finally understand the flow of the black money problem in India, you need to understand how white money is converted into black money. The answer surprisingly comes from Ministry of Finance in its white paper. So here is how Ministry of Finance has broken down the conversion of white money into black money. One of the major channels that is used for converting white money or legal money into somewhat illegal money is by using businesses, because businesses get a lot of leeway in terms of generating more expenses. They can show whatever fake bills, etc., etc. They can increase the prices of product that they are buying. For example, if they are buying this pen for, let's say, 500 rupees, but they might show it as 5,000 rupees, and this might constitute as manipulation of expenses. So the black money cycle is fairly easy to understand if you break it down. So this is how it starts. So if there is a business, it might be working legitimately, making money. What they would do is that they will convert a portion of their money into black money. Why? Because there is zero taxation on it. They will take a part of that money outside India. They will invest a part of their money domestically. Now, what is the meaning of investing? Okay, so that means donating to political parties rupees in hard cash format, which is usually less than 20,000 rupee donation every single time. So comes the natural question that what is the benefit in terms of making political donations to corporations? The answer lies in cheap and inexpensive loans. You might have seen so many businesses taking absolute nonsense loans, people running away like Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi. Do you really think that the governments did not know that these people have taken cheap loans and would one day run away or become willful defaulters? If you study their accounting history, prepayment history, etc., you will be able to easily figure out that they were going to become willful defaulters. So the game continues. The businesses take on cheap money, generate more white money, convert that into black money, and the game of political donations keeps on going. So comes the natural question that, okay, Akshat, you are wrong. You are building some kind of conspiracy theory, because if that were the case, then why did our Prime Minister introduce something called as demonetization? See, everyone can have their own guesses why demonetization was done. Was it done with the right intent? Was it done with the wrong intent? What was the actual motive? You are smart enough to understand. I will simply speak data. But let me first and foremost play our Prime Minister's statement as why did he introduce 2016 demonetization in the first place.
और 1,000 रुपया वाले नोटों का हिस्सा लगभग 80 से 90% तक पहुंच गया है। देश में कैश का अधिकतम सर्कुलेशन का एक सीधा संबंध भ्रष्टाचार से है। भ्रष्टाचार से अर्जित कैश का कारोबार महंगाई पर बड़ा असर पैदा करता है। इसकी मार गरीबों को झेलनी पड़ती है। इसका सीधा प्रभाव गरीब और मध्यम वर्ग की खरीदने की शक्ति पर पड़ता है।
Okay, so let's check whether the cash economy actually went down. The short answer is no, it did not go down, it actually went up. In fact, in 2022, India is having its highest ever cash in circulation. Now you might say that, you know what, sometimes there is good intent, but the execution is bad or it is not thought out, so it creates negative ripple effects. But this is not a benign mistake. You know for a fact that India's economy comprises of 50% unorganized sector. They all depend on cash. It is as simple as that. Most of the transaction happens in cash, stored in cash, etc., etc. There is no way that you will be able to take away the cash from the Indian economy without first converting the unorganized sector into an organized sector. Now, I don't want to peddle a conspiracy theory as to why demonetization was done, what was the real intent behind it, because it will become an attack on a particular political party, and I don't want to make this video about a particular political party, but discuss about the black money problem that has been fostered by Congress, by BJP, by a bunch of other political parties that have existed in the India's political continuum. Now there are talks that demonetization 2.0 is going to take place. You might have already been witnessing that the 2000 rupee note is being taken out of circulation, or its supply has decreased quite dramatically. You are also reading about the fact that central bank digital currency is being introduced, which is a great step in curbing the black money problem. So let me quickly comment on CBDC, or central bank digital currency. There is a specific video that I've done on this topic. In case you want to understand that topic holistically, I will link the video in the comment box and you can find it here also. So let me very quickly explain how CBDC actually increases the black money problem, not solves it. So right now the money flow system in India works something like this, that RBI in India is responsible for money circulation, and it in a way prints money. It gives it to banks like HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, and then these banks make the decision of giving out loans to businesses. So this is a two-tier structure that is being followed. With CBDC, what one can theoretically do is that RBI can give loans directly to banks. This move is being displayed that, you know what, because banks have your money, my and your money, they can default, but RBI or government can't default if they are giving money directly to you. But you also need to entertain the possibility in this option too, that RBI gets to give loans directly to business. Who is RBI controlled by? You get the entire perspective. And if the politics government nexus actually increases, and how does the politics government nexus actually intermingles? It's very simple. It is through the mechanism of giving loans. Now here, if the government gets absolute authority in terms of giving out loans directly to businesses, and on top of that, They are the only ones who can read this centralized ledger, because that is what CBDC or India's digital rupee will be built on, a centralized ledger technology. And you tell me in the comment box whether that is a good thing for a democracy. Does it truly solve the black money problem, or is it just an eyewash? I hope you enjoyed this video. Do give it a thumbs up and I'll see you soon.